साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Good morning, all of you. So here we are back at our original place with all the Wi-Fi days that work done. Right? Volume, sound, everything is okay. I'm just switching on the live chat also. Welcome, welcome all of you. Today is Teachers' Day. What to say now? It's actually being emotional. No, I have got a different level of attachment with all my students, with my teaching passion. And I'm so blessed that I have got wonderful teachers from my school time. Yeah, when I was doing CA, those teachers, I still go to my native Nagpur and meet my teachers who have taught me accounts and who really actually inspired me that I can get 95 in accounts because I had that caliber. So actually, same with you all, dear students, you are only hardworking. You are only best. But when you trust the teacher and that faith that the teacher will do the best for you, that trust, that brings out the best in us also, right? So keep trusting your teachers. Whenever you have any doubt, blockages, bindas. Today morning, I had a talk with my school teacher. Till 7th class, I was just learning vowels. And I was studying in a lower English medium school in 1990. I completed my 10th. So you can say. So since then, but that 7th class, suddenly I was shifted to a convent school, a newcomer, not knowing English. She taught me how to do English and read the newspaper daily, read the books, this, that. So I don't know, really a gratitude. One more incident, I will say that when I was doing my CA Inter, my articleship boss, he's also like my teacher. He told me that Dipti, you have to go and take part in the elocution competition for CA students. I said, sir, no, there is topic of code of conduct in audit and all, which is in final. I am in inter. You know how lenient we are. But that time, the teacher saw the potential. He said, Dipti, I'll help you prepare the whole elocution ka speech. You practice with me and you just participate. So casually, I practiced in 2 days and I participated. I got 4th prize in the Nagpur CA Institute. Then from there, we were given to and fro expenses and a beautiful experience of visiting Mumbai Kolaba ICAI chapter near President Hotel. And there it was like whole Western region. I came second. And then from there, when I represented Western region and I went to Delhi, national level elocution contest, there I was 4th. No credit about me, I'm talking here. It is my teachers who saw the potential in me, who pushed me. That's what I want to do for all you students. And when I see my students qualified in practice, in job, living their best of the life, 2010, 11, 12 students are all doing good in Infosys, in Zenses, in Novartis. They're all working. Some of them are in practice, doing good. So I feel that last 2 decades, I'm really blessed to be in the noble profession. I accept all your Teachers' Day wishes heartily. Thank you so much for keeping that trust and faith, which helps us to bring out best. And so here, please remember your parents, your school teachers, all, and do connect. You know, that vibration raises when you connect with your teachers from the bottom of my heart. So let us start the class. I know we are a little late, but let us start with the prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I'm remembering all my teachers. You also do keep in touch. Always take blessings from your teacher who really love you from the bottom of my heart. Must be having some memories, right? You can share it. I know we are taking today off track, but can't miss out on this beautiful day where I feel so connected with the students, and it gives me immense pleasure that in your life you are making your story and teaching you taxation, costing, accounts, and being a part of your story. So thank you so much. Lot and lot of gratitude to each and every student who's connecting in live, who's connecting in WhatsApp, who's connecting in the one-to-one classes. God bless you all my blessings are with you, and anytime you feel you need help, without fail, just approach and you'll be getting help. Yeah, time will go. Like last Saturday, say, my final students who have studied with me from Inter, literally I'm telling you, they have sent me their answer sheets which they have opened for the May exam and the suggested answer, and they want to discuss and help me prepare their strategy for final. I do it for so many final students, but it takes at least 45 minutes to 1 hour on Zoom. And now I said Ganesh Chaturthi, Saturday is a holiday and last day of our Jain festival also. So in that day, whenever I'm free, I'll allot you the slots. So sometimes it does get delayed because so many things are there. But thank you so much, Rudra. Thank you so much for wishing Teachers' Day. Thank you all. Okay, a great announcement on Teachers' Day. This is also like something very close to my heart. Today evening, I'll be taking a live that concept classes, and Dipti ma'am is achieving a milestone. Really a milestone in my life. I don't know how many students here are associate and can correlate. I used to say, as you all want to become chartered accountant and cost accountants, I want to become an author. One problem I can twist in 1 by 4 ways. I don't know if you have seen the slab rates, the tax rates, and make a good book. So today evening, you will get the message and timings. Something I have done for you in your life, then do connect with me live just for 10 minutes. It's a live of 10 minutes where we'll be doing the official book launch of multicolored hard copy costing book I'm launching. Yeah. So happy to see my name as an author, and behind this also all your suggested answers. Like from yesterday, 4-5 of you have requested, ma'am, costing के important problems which you have solved in the compiler अभी जो practice बाद खत्म हुआ, can you take it for the September attempt? I said sure, I'll do that. So it's actually you student who guide us, we guide you, and it's a two-way motivation, right? So these were the two great news to share with all of you. Back to our target. This is the fourth and the live class in YouTube. From tomorrow onwards, this practice batch is going to be only on Zoom, where you will connect one-to-one. You can unmute and speak up. You have to share your flowcharts. You have to share your homework. You have to write Sunday test. So September, October, November, 3 months you are with Dipti ma'am. Hand holding is there, not in YouTube, in Zoom. YouTube, it will go on. Whenever you have a doubt, I'll prepare a video, MTPs, RTPs, all that live solving will go on. But definitely, thank you. Thank you so much, Anusha. And really would love to see you all in the evening. You'll get the message and the link. Okay? Right, chalo. Come back to our house property class. House property, yesterday we have done base. I've made you write the format. How many of you have actually learned the format with good speed and now you can avoid silly mistake? Deepti ma'am said only 3 expenses are allowed. Can we do one thing? Let us spare first 10 minutes only for revision and learning of yesterday's class. Then I will take pre-construction interest, and if you get the rental income in dollars, and so we will continue. Okay? Yes, right. Chalo. Any doubts you have, you can ask, beta. No problem. Okay. So now house property we have started yesterday. We said there should be owner, there should be tenant, there should be property, section 32. I know that you all remember dialogue to dialogue. Dipti ma'am, ये तो कल भी पढ़ाया था, तो learn it. And still, if you have 1% doubt, ask. Bindas ask now. Okay. So now, there should be owner, there should be tenant, and there should be property. Then knock, knock, come inside, chargeability section. Section 22 says tax it under income from house property. Now, there are three kind of properties which are taxable here. First is self-occupied, where you are staying, or maybe unoccupied. I have one house which is self-occupied in Hyderabad, but because of my son's studies, we have shifted to Bangalore, as I said yesterday. So this house, can I still treat as self-occupied? Yes. Only two houses you can treat as self-occupied. Other than that, if you have a self-occupied house, notionally income will be calculated and tax you have to pay, and it will be treated as DLOP, deemed let out property. So self-occupied property deemed let out, and let out is which is actually given on rent. All clear to all of you, everyone? Yeah. Now, after this, what's the format? So whenever you start the house property income, first thing you have to do is, please give a feedback the way I'm talking. Is it more clear, or if I share the notes and put a tick tick, that way it is more clear? What would you like? That way we should do, right or not? Yeah, I've always done a lot of improvement in my teaching with the, you know, guidance, matlab from you all students ki okay ma'am, this is more good, this is good. Okay, done, we'll take that. Aa jao chalo. Now, the format says derive the gross annual value by high, low, high. What's that high, low, high? Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. Step 1 or standard rent, whichever is lower. That or actual rent, whichever is high. So high, low, high. This is how you do it. Okay, you get the GAV. From that, municipal taxes are allowed only on payment basis. If you pay, then only it is allowed. Then we have NAV, net annual value. NAV is 30% flat standard deduction you have to give, irrespective of your actual expenses are 60% or 6%. And then separately, if they give you liftman salary, ground rent, repairs, insurance, no. From NAV, 30% they are saying is your expense. Flat deduction is given. And then you give the deduction for interest on loan. You get income from house property. Ma'am, I have got 3 house property. एक में loss है, 2 में profit है. Can we set off? Yes. There are certain set of rules which I'll tell you today in the end of the class. How is my speed of revision? Please come and keep the chat box active and type helpful if it is helpful. And yeah, those who have opted for the registered for the classes, then take a printout of the PDF which is given to you. And if you want to shift the live classes also and the app also in the laptop, that facility is available. You have to message on the 929006515 number. But please listen, this is always a confusion for students. Either you can have the app laptop में app, or you can have it in mobile phone. दोनों में नहीं रहेगा, ठीक है? So if you wish to convert your app, your recorded lectures which you have purchased, the test series which you are writing, the video live discussion of the test series, all that you can do it from your laptop tab. iOS version is also available. Apple tab, जो भी है आपका, right? Thank you for commenting that it's all clear. आ जाओ. Very nice quality of problems we have done yesterday, and today also we will do, sure. And one thing is planned for sure, that for December and January attempt, I'll surely take the top 30 to 50 best questions from deductions, from TDS, from house property. That will be done. That's why I'm saying take a print of the compiler. बहुत सालों की मेहनत है. ये compiler में आप print ले लो. You'll be doing easy. आ जाओ. Okay, so coming 10 minutes, we are dedicated to doing the revision. So let us continue right from the beginning. Did you understand and did you do the homework? I really want all of you to answer, yes ma'am, I was able to do homework number 1 or 2. Exactly same question which I did in class I gave as homework. Derive the GAV or do the combination problems. Yeah, right. Please comment. I'm watching the chat box. Were you able to do homework? Any homework if you are stuck up beta, don't wait कि next day मैम को कल क्लास में लाइव पूछेंगे. पूछ लो. So this is the format. Self-occupied property, the GAV is nil, municipal tax is nil, NAV is nil, interest on loan is allowed. So in short, if someone asks you what are the deductions allowed in house property, one is municipal taxes on payment basis, one is 30% of the NAV, and one is interest on loan which is allowed on due basis. ठीक है? Right. आ जाओ. देखो. Interest on loan for let out and deemed let out property, full interest is allowed. 100% interest is allowed. Okay. And for self-occupied property, okay, if the loan is taken after 1499, if the loan is taken after 1499 for purchase or construction and construction is completed in 5 years, then how much interest is allowed? In case of self-occupied property, if you have taken a loan from bank and in repaying the EMI, you are paying principal and interest. So interest is deductible here up to 2 lakhs. If you have taken the loan for purchase and construction after this date and 5 years. Okay. Now, if you have taken the loan prior to 1499 or today, if you have taken the loan for repairs, renovation, yeah, then maximum how much interest is allowed? 30,000. Okay. Today also, even if you have taken the loan, ma'am, after 1499, but for repairs and renovation, how much interest is allowed? 30,000. Okay. Hot favorite for the case studies, for the MCQs. Take your time. You are not going to draw this chart in the exam ki Dipti ma'am ne sikhaya hai. This is to make you learn the concept very thoroughly and apply it in exam. Chalo, more points we will do. Yeah. Interest on housing loan will be 30,000 if loan is taken for repairs and all. It will be 2 lakh if it is taken for the construction or purchase. Okay. Second loan taken to repay the first loan. Is the interest allowed? Yes. Interest paid on money borrowed to repay the EMI is not allowed. Because that interest is to pay EMI के लिए loan लिया है, not allowed. Brokerage and processing fees not allowed. 2,30,000 interest limit is for 2 self-occupied properties. 2 self-occupied properties. Okay, right. In case of default tax regime, that is section 115 PAC, interest on self-occupied property is not allowed. Ma'am, just now you said 30,000 or 2 lakh tak to allowed hai na? If you come out of the default tax regime in the old regime or your normal regime, interest is allowed. But default tax regime mein to nahi allowed. ठीक है? Right. Next comes composite rent. You know what is composite rent? Suppose now this is very common, especially in the gated colonies and all, that the house is given on rent with other amenities. AC, dining table, microwave, refrigerator. So the house is given on rent with clubhouse, swimming pool, other facilities. So rent of the house property. This we didn't do yesterday. Huh? Other services, business income. 2 days I have bifurcated your class in such a way that you will learn the best and you will not miss out an inch also. It's a promise. कोई भी study material का nook and corner लेके देखो Dipti ma'am, you didn't cover this, click the picture and send in group. Because I know how much I am checking CMA, CA, all the materials. फिर से एक बात, Whatever rental income you have got from house property, tax it here. Whatever rental income you have got from other services, okay? Other services, that is amenities, clubhouse, swimming pool, ACs, electronics, all that will be taxable under income from other source or business income. Ma'am, if composite rent cannot be split, Madam, I am paying 50,000 rent for the clubhouse, for the house, for the library, everything, and it cannot be split, then it will all be taxable as other source or as business income, not as house property. Clear? Income from subletting, I told you I have taken on rent coaching classes, and one small part I have given it on rent to Sunil, who is running a canteen and he's making breakfast for students. So subletting income is always taxable in other source. Why? There's no owner-tenant relationship. Who is Dipti ma'am? Tenant. Who is Sunil? Subtenant. Subtenant paying rent to tenant, taxable in income from other source. Now two beautiful terms, mark it very, very important. Unrealized rent and arrears of rent. Okay. What is unrealized rent? Yeah. एक एक करके पढ़ते हैं. Unrealized rent, once they asked you short note also, theory question. Unrealized rent, I want all of you to write here like bad debt. You know, in business, when you sell the goods on credit and the party doesn't pay you, it's not discount, it's a bad debt. Paise doob gaye. Like that, I have given it out on rent to you, but February and March month rent you didn't pay. So I will get a deduction for unrealized rent, which is due and could not be recovered, provided four conditions are satisfied. What are those four conditions? The tenancy is bona fide, means there's a proper rental agreement between me and my tenant. The defaulting tenant has vacated. Bye bye, he has vacated. The defaulting tenant is not in occupation of any other property of the SSC. Yeah, defaulting tenant is not in occupation of. See, if you are not paying the rent of this property, why I'll allow you to occupy my other property? So, unrealized rent, if you have not paid the rent of February and March, I can deduct it, provided tenancy is bona fide. Tenancy is bona fide means there's a proper agreement, which is there nowadays. Defaulting tenant has vacated or steps have been taken. He's not occupying any other property of SSE, and SSE has taken all the reasonable legal steps for unpaid rent or satisfies that legal proceedings are useless. बात समझ में आ रही है? You have sent notice, you have done everything, and it is proved that it's not possible, okay, to recover, right? So if these four conditions are satisfied, then you can take a deduction. Unrealized rent ka deduction you can take from the GAV. Okay, right. Now, after 2 years, if the unrealized rent is recovered, you know, I said that karmic account. My tenant said, ma'am, that time financially I was in a very bad zone. Now I'm doing good. I want to pay the rent. Will it be taxable under house property? Yes. Irrespective, even if the SSE is no longer owner. And it is taxable in the year when it is received, subject to 30% standard deduction. Are you all with me? देखो मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ आपको. I'll tell you the gist again. Unrealized rent is that rent which is due, say for February and March, and the tenant did not pay it. So I can claim a deduction from the GAV. It's not written here, तो यहाँ आप add कर दो. Deduct from GAV, unrealized rent. I'll work out and show you. Provided four conditions are satisfied, there is a tenancy agreement. We have taken all the steps. He's not occupying any other place, and we have taken steps to ask him to vacate this also. ठीक है. After years, if the unrealized rent is realized, it is definitely taxable as house property with 30% standard deduction, which no one will remind you in exam. Now, arrears of rent. It is increase in the rent with retrospective effect. You know what is arrears of rent? I told you instead of 10, pay me 12,000 rent. I'm saying since 21. Now, if you don't pay na, मैं सामान बाहर निकाल के फेंक दूंगी. Literally, I'm talking like this to my tenant. He's saying, no, Dipti ma'am, I'll pay you from now 12. I said, no, not now. I've been asking you from 21, at least for last 2 years, 2,000 extra into 12 into 2 years, you have to pay me. So he paid me this amount now. Is this my income? Yes. What is it called, beta? Arrears of rent is increase in the rent of earlier years with retrospective effect. When I receive the arrears, is it taxable? Yes. Under house property? Yes. Even if I am not the owner? Yes. 30% standard deduction? Yes. I've written a very beautiful point. What students do, you know, when they receive arrears, they add it in the GAV. Don't do that. Kal ka ek problem yaad hai? I've solved in class on screen. Arrears of rent is taxed separately with 30% standard deduction. Okay? Just give me 2 minutes. I need to plug in the laptop charger. Some students are, ma'am, we didn't realize from when you shifted to the revision to the actual class. Then this is the actual class. We didn't do the concept of unrealized rent and arrears of rent. कल नहीं किया था बेटा. Be clear है? Right. If the portion of the business premises is let out to employees for residence, then any income received from employees shall not be taxable under house property. It will be, if occupation of property by employee is not essential to SSE's business, then rent received will be house property. I know, little confusing. I'll make it more clear. These are all case laws decision, but ये पूछते हैं एग्जाम में. देखो क्या बोल रहे हैं. Suppose the Infosys company, just an example, is having a building owned as business asset. In that, they are giving very reasonable way rent to 4,000 employees को rental पे रखा है. That rental income is not house property. Their purpose is to not earn income. That's a business asset. That building related repairs, insurance, all is business expense. And that building where employees are staying and paying nominal rent, it's business income. Okay? Open land is always taxable as other source. Advance rent received is not taxable when received, but it is taxable on due. You know, whenever I give my premises on rent, I take 6 months rent in advance as deposit. Is deposit my income? No. If title of the property is in dispute, that decision about ownership lies with the income tax department. Generally, a person who receives income or who enjoys the possession of the house as owner is accessible to tax. Beautiful logic. See, A and B are brothers. They are fighting for the ownership of a property. Yeah. And still the case is going on for years. Now, who is right now enjoying the possessions? Matlab, abhi it is not decided who is owner. But right now, this house is rented out to Taj Group of Hotels and they have made a hotel. Now, they are paying rent to A and A is enjoying the rent. So, you know, income tax department is saying A and B, you keep fighting for years. We don't bother. Have you received the rental income A? Yes. You need to pay tax on that. Later on, if the ownership is shifted, might be to A or B, वो बात की देखी जाएगी. Right now, if the property is in dispute, who is getting the rental income? Yeah, right. I'll repeat the 8th point. Okay, and thank you so much for asking. I don't want the students ki bas sirf sir lehilate le, all clear, all clear. If you have a doubt, please ask. Yeah, for Anusha and for all, I'll repeat beta. 8 problem बिना देखे मैं समझाती हूँ. आप देखो यहाँ. I mean, say not reading out of the book. See, a company, you know, we do rent-free accommodation. Company is owning a building in which 10 flats are there. This is company's asset. Companies claiming depreciation, repairs, insurance of all the building as their expense. Now, this building is given on rent to companies' employees by taking nominal rent so that they stay nearby to the company to and fro and time is saved. So company is giving rent-free accommodation to the employees and they are paying some nominal rent. This nominal income which company is getting, should it be taxed genuinely in house property? Yeah, rental income. But here the purpose is not to earn income. This is a case law decision. Here the purpose is, this is our asset, business asset, building. This we have given on rent so that they come fast to the office. So this rental income is taxable as business income. Related to building, whatever our expense, our business expense. Now is it clear? एक बार फिर से पढ़ो, खुद से पढ़ो बेटा 8 वाला problem. I'm here only, you all read it. Done. Thank you. If the SSC is engaged in the business of letting out of the property, I have 8, 10 properties in the city and I just let it out. I can tax it as house property also, as business income also. Rental income derived by a person dealing with real estate is taxable as house property. You know what is this concept of real estate? Let me tell you. रियल एस्टेट का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है? एक मिनट, कभी कभी स्क्रीन स्टक क्यों हो जा रही है? 1 second is 2 minutes. स्क्रॉलिंग अप 1 सेकेंड, कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है. बिजनेस हेड में इतने अच्छे खुद से क्रिएट करके आई हैव पुट एग्जांपल. यू विल एंजॉय द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक फॉर श्योर. Yeah, coming back to what is real estate concept. You know, real estate people, they take the land, they built up the apartment flats or villas and then they sell it. But sometime because of COVID and all, there's a period wherein they are not going to sell this villa, so they want to give it on rent. So any rental income derived by the real estate people, where it will be taxable? House property. Yeah. Rental income derived by a person in case of real estate will be taxable as house property. If letting is incidental to the main business of SSC, then rental income is taxable under business head. For example, quarter given to employees. This is the same point repeated. 8.10, 14th point you can combine. You know, just for my employees to stay nearby, we have given it out on rent. Annual charge is paid by the owner to a relative. What is annual charge? Did I explain you in one of the problem? Huh? By will, I have got one property from my father. My father is saying that this property belongs to Dipti. The rental income also belongs to Dipti. But every month, Dipti should pay to my mother. That is, the father ne bola wife ko 5,000 rupees dena hai. That is called as annual charge. It is paid by the owner to relative, usually out of the rental income by way of will, legacy, succession, all. Annual charge is not allowed to be deducted. Ma'am, what are the three deductions allowed? Municipal tax on payment basis, 30% NAV ka standard deduction, or interest on loan, or and out. Only three deductions are allowed. Chalo. Vacant or unoccupied property, I've already told you, where owner has one residential house which cannot be occupied by him by reason of the fact that owing to employment, business or profession, he must reside at other place. Bangalore wala example. This house is not actually let out, no other benefit derives. Such house will be treated as self-occupied. How many houses you can take it as self-occupied? Yeah, two. Next, property held as stock in trade. Stock in trade, वही real estate. I buy the property, I sell. I buy the property, I sell. This is my business. But coming 6 months post COVID, there is so much disturbance. I know the property is not going to be sold. Can I give it on rent? Yeah. Will it be taxable under house property? Yes. A specified head of charges provided for income from house properties, annual value cannot be brought to tax. It will remain so even if the property is held by SSA as stock in trade. However, annual value of the property being held as stock in trade would be treated as nil for a period of 2 years from the end of the financial year, in which certificate of completion is obtained from competent authority if such property is not let out during that period. Now, what is all this? Just read it once. Annual value of the property would be treated as nil for a period of 2 years from end of financial year in which certification is obtained. Example I have given. Mr. Beans is involved in real estate business. He got certificate of completion for a building that it is ready to occupy. It's called as occupancy certificate. Okay, on 10/12/2021. Now 2 years from the March 22. So March 23 and March 24. If it is vacant, the value will be taken as nil. Ma'am, you said if the property is vacant, it can be treated as deemed let out. No. If I am trying to sell the property and it is not getting sold, it's not a deemed let out property. 2 years from the end of the year in which the property is ready to occupy, when December 21 so March 22, say 2 years, this property will be treated as income, will be treated as nil. From 1/4/2024, still if it is vacant, it will be treated as deemed let out. I am telling you, Dipti ma'am, agar ye concept aaj tak humne nahi padha and neither we read it, still we have done house property. I told you, once you decide to study or not with Deepti ma'am, it's your wish. But once you enroll, important things by heart, these kind of things not to be missed out. Take your time, please. I'm here only. Read it. Tax on notional rental income for builders to be calculated only after 2 years. Up to 2 years, no problem. After that, okay. Yeah. We'll do very good problems today for pre-construction interest, for all the concept. Shall I repeat the gist, and once you check if it is clear, write down all clear. Stock in trade, all clear. I'll tell you. You know what is stock in trade? I am buying property, selling. I am making the property from open plot and selling. Open plot ले रही हूँ, flat बना रही हूँ, villa बना रही हूँ, sale कर रही हूँ. So December 21, my property was ready, but it was unoccupied. I have put up to sale, to lease, to let. board, but nothing worked out. So from this December 21 ke baad, which year ending comes? March 22. From there, 2 years, March 24. Okay. So March 22 ke baad, March 24. 2 years tak, no problem. If the property is neither sold nor rent out, it will be vacant. No deemed income you have to pay. But after 2 years from year ending also, if the property is not sold, not rented and just lying vacant, it will be treated as deemed let out and you have to pay the tax on notional income. Now read it, एक बार पढ़ो अच्छे से, and it's a very beautiful point. इमेजिन अगर कल ही मैं बाकी थियोरी के साथ ये पढ़ा देती, यू वुड हैव बीन लाइक डम कर रहे हैं मैम तो एक के बाद एक. So yesterday I stopped after a limit and I shifted to combination problems. Now we are doing it. Followed, ma'am, where they will ask you MCQ. Stock in trade, na, you have completed making property and it's vacant, neither it's let out nor it's self-occupied, keep it vacant, no problem. All clear, stock in trade. Disputed properties, I already told you. Again, like between two brothers, A and B. House property income, what is important, dear students? Ownership. So now I'm taking one theory question. Of course, we are going to do more problems for the pre-construction interest, which is little like students say, ma'am, house property, I know everything except pre-construction. Ekdam clear hoga if you follow the steps given. But before that, some theory question. Give any 5 cases wherein it is treated that you are the deemed owner. Under following cases, income is taxable under house property in the hands of person even if he is not a registered owner, but he is a deemed owner. When the property has been transferred to spouse for inadequate consideration, other than in the pursuance of living apart. Living apart is divorce. So what is happening? The property is given to spouse, wife or husband, anyone. And wife is getting rental income. This rental income will be taxable in the hands of whom? Husband. Husband has not sold the property to wife. Just out of love and affection, he said, okay, this bungalow belongs to you. If the wife is using, no problem. But if she's getting income, it will be clubbed in the hands of husband. Where the property is transferred to a minor child, yeah, then also that income will be taxable in the hands of parents. Thank you so much, dear students, for all your comments that it's all clear. Where the individual holds an impartible estate, then you are impartible estate, you know, an ancestral property is there and 8 Dadaji's cousins, brother, they are the co-owners, co-trustees of that property. So they are all deemed owners. Yeah, if those kind of properties are given on rent, the tenant will have to make 8 checks and give to all the co-owned owners. Where individual is a member of the cooperative society and there is registered. Yeah, listen, all of you, where you stay, if you're staying in apartment, have you seen Sri Ramna Cooperative Housing Society? So it's a society wherein 8 flat owners are the co-owners of their flat plus undivided land share. Are you getting? This is the land, इसके ऊपर 8 floor की building बनी है. So you are the owner of your flat plus you have a share in this land value also, undivided share in the land value. So are you all the flat owners, are they deemed owners of that society? Yes. Where the property has been transferred in individual's name. Okay. आज पता नहीं क्यों ये स्टक हो रहा है बेटा, 1 मिनट. These are just an examples. You can write whatever strikes to you, not in sequence, not necessary, but theory question. Aja. Whether property is transferred for Y to wife without adequate consideration, then it is deemed owner by owner. Minor child, impartible estate, cooperative society. Where the property has been transferred as a part performance of the contract, but the title deeds, then registration is not yet done. Very beautiful concept. I have transferred you my house and we have made an agreement, sailed it. You gave me full amount. Okay. I gave you the keys. आज से घर आपका. But then the paperwork and registration, we will, right now it's March 24. We will do it in May 24. See, 2 months to it will take to do the paperwork. And the house is in my name and my sister's name. See, she should also come from USA, no? So what did I do, dear students? क्या किया मैंने? I have transferred the house in part performance of the contract or agreement. You have also paid me the money. So is the ownership deemed to be transferred? Yes. You do something in Sale of Goods Act, risk and reward of ownership is transferred. The seller is not having any interest. It's your property now. So deemed. Yeah, right. If the property is taken on lease for a period of not less than 12 years, the lessee will become the deemed owner. So many government properties on a very nominal rent are given on lease for 100 years. So those lessees, they have become owners. These are just examples. Yeah. See, this is a problem for unrealized rent and arrears of rent. Whenever it is taxable, 30% standard deduction you have to give. First problem I did in class, how to derive the GAV. Third I gave as homework. I'm waiting. We are doing some more concepts, pre-construction and foreign income, rental income. But now I'm going in the sequence of my compiler. Whenever we start the topic, we may start anyways. Left, right, but once I'll surely take everything in sequence. Did you do the third problem? What is stopping you from not doing the homeworks? I did say the third problem is having good grades. तो आप करो और आपको अगर कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछो. One second, dear students. Yes. So you have done it and it is all clear. Please do it. अगर किसी ने नहीं किया है तो these are beautiful curated examples. First one ही देखो कितने tricky example थे. See, if your GAV goes wrong, beta, whole problem goes wrong. So without fail, do it. And if you feel your house property knowledge is getting ekdam cemented and confident, share this video with others. Even this. These was combination question, 4th and 5th. 6th one I did in class. That if we have 3 self-occupied properties, any one of it we can take. Then we did problems with partition. Part of the house is let out, part is self-occupied. Did we do yesterday 11th problem? Can someone comment? If not, I want to do it now. किया था ना कल. And part of it was used for business. So 1/4 of the property, if it is used for business, 25% or 1/4 expense on actual basis are allowed. But in house property, 30% standard deduction given. I think we have done all these examples. Yeah. Now, the next part says, if you are getting the property income from foreign country, you will get it in currency, dollars, yens, pounds. You have to take the conversion rate, the buying rate on the last day of the previous year. Any tax or expenditure incurred shall be allowed. Yeah, municipal tax and all, whatever you have paid is allowed. If the person who has received rental income from foreign country, he is a resident and ordinary resident, then whole income will be taxable. If the SSC is resident but not ordinary resident or non-resident, then whatever rental income, if it is received in India, they'll pay tax. Suppose you are a resident of Canada, you have given the property on rent in Canada, you are receiving the income also in Canada. Why you should pay the tax in India? Simple. So like this, it is done. So with this, let us take up a nice problem. Anyone, 15th and 16th, both are from your study material only, but very, very nice. And let us solve it in writing. You all have taken the printout. Put your left hand, read the question carefully, and then we can start together. Yeah, after this I'm doing pre-construction interest. बेटा $1 का problem कर लेते हैं. Let us do this problem. Mrs. Radha, a resident, owns a house in USA. She has given it out on rent for $2,000 per month. She paid municipal taxes $1,500. Okay. So from foreign country, $2,000. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher, that or standard rent, whichever is lower, that or actually, वो सब तो ठीक है. But foreign country से how many dollars income you have got? 2,000. And what is each dollar equal to? 45. So $2,000 into 45 per dollar into 12. This is the income what you have got from foreign country. You have to take the buying rate of the last day. So 2,000 into 45 into 12. That's your GAV. Now in foreign country, you have also paid municipal taxes. $1,500. Don't multiply, it's not per month. 1,500 into 45, you get NAV. Nothing given, you have to give NAV is 30% as standard deduction, and you get the house property. She also owns a 2-storied house in Mumbai. Ground floor is used for her residence and first floor is let out on a monthly rent of 10,000. So जो मुंबई का घर है, house ground floor is self-occupied for residence. First floor is let out. Standard rent for each floor. Don't divide the standard rent and fair value by half. Dipti ma'am, you did it in last problem. Because that time they gave the standard rent for whole property. It was a 2-floor. Okay? This time standard rent for each floor is given to you. Fair rent is also given. Municipal value is not given. Yeah, right. And they didn't say there is any vacancy or anything. Right? So for Mumbai house, 50% is self-occupied. 50% is given on rent. Fair rent, 10,000. Municipal value is not there. So 10,000. That or standard rent, whichever is lower. Fair rent or standard rent, whichever is lower. So 10,000. That or actual rent. What is the actual rent? 10,000. Same. So 10,000 into 12. 1,20,000 is your GAV. Self-occupied ke liye to sab nil hai. Now, how much municipal taxes you have paid for the whole house? So 50% will be deducted here, and self-occupied, so it's not allowed. NAV, 30% standard deduction. Now, you have taken loan and repaid the loan along with interest. Okay, right. So how much is the interest you are paying for the repayment of the housing loan? 24,000. So can we claim 50% in self-occupied, 50% here? That's it. This is foreign countries rental income, self-occupied ka loss, and this income unit off, you get the answer. Is this clear to all of you? Right. So on this note, very quick break of 5 minutes, assemble back for doing pre-construction. Did you all follow? See, why the screen is getting stuck? Do give yourself today 10 minutes test. Don't go to sleep without giving 10 minutes test on house property. I am naming it 10 minutes. If it is a small problem over in 5 minutes, 7 minutes, karo. You are building up that mindset, that final exam. There are tricks to be applied for capital gain, for business head. No tricks for house property. Straightforward question will come. Now we are going to one of the most beautiful area of house property, that's called as pre-construction interest. I'll give you some step-by-step methodology. If you follow that steps for every problem, you will calculate pre-construction interest very correctly, whether it is asked in the question or it is asked in 2 marks MCQ. Yes, student are asking, ma'am, is there stepwise marking if the whole problem is correct and pre-construction is wrong? You will get marks for all the other things, but pre-construction is very easy. Dhyan se suno, what's the concept of pre-construction interest? Suppose I started making a house in 2021. I took a housing loan for making a house in 21. And the house completed in 23-24, this running year, and I gave it out on rent and I started getting rental income. Abhi bhi the housing loan is unpaid, it's not repaid back. So current year I'm getting rental income. Out of that I'm paying my interest on loan. But what about the interest meter which was going on in 21, 22, 23, those 2 years back? That time I was paying interest, but there was no rental income because the property was not ready. So that period's interest is called as pre-construction interest. Pre-construction interest is interest related to that period when the property was getting ready, and now in the current year 23-24, still the loan is not repaid. So current year's interest, so I can deduct. I'm getting rental income and I'm paying interest. But the pre-construction interest also, you can deduct 1/5 every year for continuous 5 years from the year when construction is over. Ma'am, 20-30% kuch to samjha. Only concept I'm explaining. Now, how to solve it? Check all the notes and the stepwise methodology which is printed in your DT compiler. Okay, right. Pre-construction period starts from the date of the loan is taken or date of the start of construction, whichever is later. The day you have taken the loan or the day you started. Sometimes what happens? Construction started in April, but it was just demolition. So we took the loan in September. So interest will start from September. So pre-construction period starts from the date of the loan or date of construction, whichever is later. And it ends on, one second, dear students. Yeah. And it ends on repayment of the loan. Either you repay the loan or 31st March prior to the completion of the construction, whichever is earlier. I would really thank you in advance for writing the duration wherein I have started pre-construction interest if you are watching as recording. It will be a great help to many who say, "Arey, house property mein sab aata hai pre-construction." So ye half an hour dekh lo. 12:30 it is, by 1 o'clock we'll finish this. So pre-construction period starts from the date of taking the loan or construction, whichever is later. It ends on repayment of loan or 31st March prior to completion of the construction, whichever is earlier. Now, it is deductible in 5 equal installments beginning from the previous year in which construction is completed. 1/5 every year. Ma'am, what are the steps? 5 steps and you will get crystal clear correct answer. but you have to practice. I remember regular class, I sit like this. I do 2-3 problems with students, and one day, 1.5 hour, I'm just giving example on my own. Okay, if I change this, if I change this, if I change this, 8 to 10 times, if the students are calculating pre-construction, why it will not be clear? Dekho. So pre-construction period starts, take the date of the loan or construction, whichever is later. Pre-construction period ends, take the lower of the repayment of loan on 31st March prior to the construction. Compute the pre-construction period. Compute the prior period interest, amount of loan, pre-construction period and rate of interest. Pre-construction period is allowed 1/5 every year. Let us take one example. Okay, right. एक example करके देखते हैं. And it's not कि only pre-construction interest is asked in MCQs. Problems are also asked with the pre-construction interest के साथ. तो वैसे भी करेंगे. Okay, take this example. We have taken the loan on 1/4/2019. Construction completed in July 20. Till March 24, loan is not repaid. Okay, right. Now, pre-construction period starts from the date of the loan or date of construction, whichever is later. Which date you have taken the loan? 1/4. Nothing given. When did you start the construction? 1/4. So the day you have taken the loan, pre-construction started. And did you repay the loan? No. Then construction, when it is over? July 20. So 31st March prior to the construction. See, if construction is over in between, we don't want to take period to period. We are not in accounts class. Huh? वो depreciation कैसे charge करते हैं ना? 8 months, 11 months. No, 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 no. If construction is completed on 31st July 20, what's 31st March before that? 2020. Pre-construction period ends on 31st March 2020 prior to the completion or the repayment of loan, whichever is earlier. So peak pre-construction period started on 1st April 19, ends on July 20 के पहले March 20. Okay? Pre-construction period 19 to 20. It is 12 months. Okay? Right. Now, pre-construction interest is 1 lakh at the rate of 10% into 12 months. So that's 10,000. Fourth step. What's first step? Pre-construction period starts. What is second step? Pre-construction period ends 31st March prior to completion of the construction. What's third step? 1 to 2. Connect. Fourth step, calculate the interest. Fifth step, divide by 1/5. Okay. Now what will be the total interest allowed? Current year also it is not repaid. So current year's interest is 10,000 and pre-construction interest is allowed 1/5 every year for 5 years. I'm going to take you to notebook to solve the problem in writing. It's a practice batch. और हम pre-construction के साथ problems भी करेंगे notebook में. But first you tell me, is this clear to all of you? Concept of pre-construction interest. Ma'am, why did you take current year's interest? Because loan is not repaid till 24 to 23. 24 का interest है और pre-construction भी 1/5 है. ठीक है? 16th problem is also there, but I want to apply it and solve a regular problem. How many steps? 5 steps. Look at the screen. First step, pre-construction period starts from the day you have taken the loan or construction, whichever is later. Second step, pre-construction period ends. Repay the loan, which is rarely, it's not possible. Housing loan are always 12-15 years. So 31st March prior to the completion. 1 minus 2. Step 3 is the pre-construction period. 2 years, 8 months, जो भी है. Step 4 is interest of the pre-construction period, third. And step 5th is whatever interest you have calculated, it's pre-construction interest. 1/5 is allowed every year. Is this clear to all of you? आ जाओ साथ में करते हैं एक प्रॉब्लम नोटबुक. with reconstruction interest concept. 17 भी करेंगे, थोड़ा रुक के 16th करते हैं अभी. Ting, 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 ting. 18th problem. Okay. Shankar constructed a house which was borrowed as a loan 2 lakh at 12% on 1st October 2020. Read the problem, take a screenshot if you wish, and then we are doing it in notebook. The construction of house was completed in January 23. So January 23 के पहले 31st March 22. House property was let out 6,000 from September 23. So don't take 6,000 into 12. September 23. Municipal taxes are paid. Repairs, insurance, collection charges. Oh, superb. Ignore. Ma'am, why ignore? 30% standard deduction we are giving. We are only saying if your NAV is 100, 30% is standard deduction, 70 only income. Now separately we will not allow repairs and insurance and no, not allowed. Current year's interest is also outstanding. Is the problem clear? I don't want to do tick tick because I want all of you to get synced in mind pre-construction concept with the problem in notebook. 1 second. Huh? उसके लिए ना नोटबुक खोल के रखनी पड़ती है जो दीप्ति मैम ने नहीं ओपन करके रखा है. All right, here we go. Yesterday's class. Yesterday we have done this combination problem and now we are doing question and answers with pre-construction interest. Forget that answer is printed in your compiler. आप करो मेरे साथ. So we are doing problem number 18. Computation of income of Shankar. Particulars and amount. Okay. They didn't give anything in the problem, fair rent or municipal value and all. So no need to write. GAV will be the rent received. Are you all with me? Ma'am, why didn't you write fair rent or municipal value, whichever is high? That or standard rent, whichever is low. That or actual rent. Okay, GAV. 6,000 from September, April, May, June, July, August. 5 महीने छोड़ दो. So shall we take from September 7 months? Anyone stuck up at any point without hesitation, you can ask. 42,000. Less municipal taxes. Ma'am, only 3 deductions from house property. If my students say literally my voice echoes in exam so that you get a speed. Now you can do fast because you have removed all the kachra. Unnecessarily doubts and distractions are not there. Look here. You know seriously how many deductions are given from house property? Municipal tax only on payment basis. 30% standard deduction, not of GAV, of NAV, and interest on loan. Over and out. Ma'am, repairs, ground rent, collection charges, insurance, not allowed. Clear to all of you? So when you remove all these, crystal clear you will do and full out of full marks you will get. And some of you learning live, you all have written Ramalakshmi, Anusha, and Jalal and Swapnil. You all have written the costing chapter-wise exams and you have posted the answers. I've checked. Presentation is already too good. It's good. तो अगर उसमें आपका knowledge clear है तो scratching नहीं होगी. अरे small thing can I say, if you by mistake if you feel the figure is wrong, don't overwrite, scratch and write it next. ये भी दीप्ति मैम सिखाएंगे, इतना छोटे बच्चे हैं क्या हम? आ जाओ. So what is the municipal tax Shankar is paying? Municipal taxes paid is 7,500. In income tax, anything in bracket is minus. NAV 42,000 minus 7,000 34,500. 30% standard deduction. 34,500 का 30%. 10,350. Interest on loan. Always write working note 1. Don't make everything here 5 steps and all alag se karo. Let your income look very neat. Income from house property. Now, after this, we'll do working note 1. Pre-construction interest. Is my speed fine? You all are able to write with me. It's an easy problem. Pre-construction interest. Write down. Learn and write the steps with me. Ma'am, these 5 steps are not given in the material. They have given shortcut. Okay. Ma'am, this will be a waste of time. No, you write it fast, but you write. This will only give you the correct answer. What's the first step? Pre-construction period starts. It's your working note. So definitely pre-construction की जगह PC लिख देंगे आप. PC मतलब pre-construction interest. It starts. When did you take the loan? 1st October 2020. Step 2. Pre-construction period ends 31st March, prior to the completion of the 31st March 2022, because construction completed on कंस्ट्रक्शन कब कंप्लीट हुआ? जनवरी 2023. तो उसके पहले 31st March 22. Step 3. Pre-construction period. How much period it is? October 20 to March 21. 6 months. And March 21 to March 22. 18 months. Can we write pre-construction period as 18 months? Am I writing brief also and crystal clear also? This is Dipti ma'am's years of experience. I have simplified it. Koi bhi problem karo pre-construction ka. If it doesn't come with this step, tell me. Step 4. Pre-construction period. Interest. How much loan you have? Shankar has taken 2 lakhs. Even if you are not having the book now, abhi karo. बोर्ड से मतलब प्रॉब्लम तो मैंने पढ़ा ना आपके लिए. 2 lakh 12% interest into 18 by 12. See, 1 by 12 means monthly interest, and for 18 months. This is how you calculate. 2 lakh into 12% into 8 divide by. Arey no. 2 lakh into 12% into 18 divide by 12. 36,000. Step 5. Annual pre-construction interest. 36,000 divided by 5. 7,002. Take your time. And how are the steps? Are they clear? मेरे साथ learn करो. Pre-construction period starts from the day you have taken the loan. Pre-construction period ends on 31st March prior to the completion. Pre-construction period you calculate, preferably in months. Pre-construction interest, loan amount into rate into months. And then annual pre-construction interest. Clear to all of you? Yeah? Right. That's step 5. Acha. Now what is current year's interest? Abhi current year the loan is not repaid. They clearly said that the loan is still outstanding. So 2 lakh into 12%. 24,000 is current year's interest. B bit, pre-construction interest, 7,200. What is the total interest? 31,200. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Please write this. Please come and comment here, ma'am. Pre-construction interest clear. I'm damn sure you would have not studied in such a simplified way. Yeah, little lengthy it is because I tried to simplify. And if it is MCQ, you can do it in your mind. Start and calculate the period, and rough work you can do always. 31,200 is your working note ka answer. See, your main answer is looking so neat. This is income tax. 7050 is loss from house property in bracket. I'm waiting 2 minutes. If it is clear, we will do more problems of pre-construction interest. पर पहले ये clear होना चाहिए आपको. Pre-construction interest is clear. Let us check up the 19th problem, 17th problem. सब करेंगे अब. Steps are clear. Anyone is having any doubt? Yeah, it's a YouTube live या recording चल रही है. आपको doubt है, आप पूछो बेटा. What is the doubt you ask? Okay, that's it. चलो और एक प्रॉब्लम करते हैं. 19th one is very easy. You can do as homework. समझाने. Yeah, I didn't write a note, but actually for repairs, insurance premium, 30% standard deduction is given. So you can ignore by writing a note. Shall we do the next problem? अच्छा प्रॉब्लम है. Twentieth problem now in class. This is there from the study material, but very nice. A and B constructed their house on a piece of land purchased by them at New Delhi. The built-up area of the house is given. A started construction on 1/4/22. So they have made house. Who? A and B. Separately, you have to compute the income of two people. Pre-construction period is important here. And completes on 1/4/23. A. B starts on 1/4/22 and completes on June 23. But for them also, March 23. Pre-construction period ends on 31st March prior to the completion of the construction. That's distinct. A occupied the entire house. However, B occupied the ground floor and rent out the first floor for a rent of 15,000. The tenant vacated the house. Who? A. A ने तो पूरा self occupied कर लिया, but B ground floor self occupied, first floor let out. Okay, till December. After that, B occupies the second floor also, first floor also. This time they have given fair rent and municipal value of each floor. So don't divide by 2. If they give for the house, you have to divide by 2. The quality of the problem, what you're doing is really important. Municipal tax we will take. Repairs to koi kaam ke nahi hai. A has availed housing loan, B has availed. No repayment. No repayment matlab, ma'am, current year's interest will also come. Reconstruction interest will also come. So first we will compute the income of A, जिसने पूरा self-occupied किया है. But A has taken the loan on 1st April 22. House was completed in March 23. So you have to take care the reconstruction interest carefully for A. So let us do it separately for A, for B. एक मिनट. 20th problem. 19th is homework. Please write HW homework. Do it. You are in practice batch. 2 hours of class. 11:30 today we started. 1:30 भी नहीं उसके पहले ही खत्म हो जाएगा आज का class. And I am not doing any new topic now. I thought earlier कि if I start at 11, I might do agricultural income. It's a small topic, but अब नहीं करना है. Reconstruction interest के ही all problems you practice from CMA study material CA and do the homeworks which I have given and gear up and write chapter wise exam. By the time you'll write chapter wise exam of house property, business head will also be over. Next week 3-4 दिन चलेगा. Business head is vast. Practice batch will be vast for business head, but like amazing. I'm myself appreciating so much. Your adless lifelong the concept will be clear. In CA final, CMA final also you have 20 marks for adless. So we are building a base. तो वो मतलब I hope you are clear कि you have to write the whole exam together, no? So ma'am, we are doing business head in the class and you are taking class test for house property. And to make it easier, one thing I have done for every chapter, in-depth one-shot revision video with all the concepts and pitfalls, 1 hour, 1.5 hour is there in YouTube. So whenever you have exam, you can refer that. ठीक है? आ जाओ. Chalo. We are doing this very nice problem in notebook. Data is clear or not? If not, I am reading for all of you. So with me, you can do. Problem number 20. First, let us compute the income of Mr. A. जिसने पूरा घर self-occupied कर दिया. The whole house is self. Thank you so much that pre-construction interest is clear, ma'am. But only 1 or 2 students, not all of you, watching it live or recording. And if you can write the duration after the recording, अभी तो live चल रहा है, it will really help many of the students. आ जाओ. So Mr. A, one house is there and it's a self-occupied property. So quickly can I write GAV nil. Municipal taxes not allowed. NAV nil. 30% standard deduction not allowed. Interest on loan is allowed. See, if Mr. A would have opted for default tax regime, then in self-occupied property, no interest on loan is allowed. I am solving as if he has opted out of default tax regime. I am using shortcut. What's default tax regime? 115. तभी तो interest allow करेंगे ना. And I'll make you write both options. Don't write both option in exam. Crystal clear attend करना है. अभी तो हम सिर्फ checking के लिए लिख रहे हैं. आ जाओ. Interest on loan and it's a loss. Working note 1. Pre-construction interest. Step 1. अभी steps याद करने की कोशिश करो मेरे साथ for a. Step 1. Pre-construction period starts. Pre-construction period starts. A has taken the loan on 1st April 22. Step 2. Pre-construction period ends. Ends. A ka the construction is completed. I am reading out for you all. 1st April 23. So 31st March prior to that 2023. What is the step 3? Pre-construction period 1 year. What is the step 4? Interest. How much loan he has taken? 20 lakhs into 12% into 1 year. 2,40,000. Annual pre-construction interest. 240 divided by 5. 48,000. Are you all with me? Pre-construction period starts, ends 1 year. Ka interest 2,40,000 divided by 5. So that is 48,000. 1/5 allowed every year for continuous 5 years. Ma'am, this year already there is loss. I am not allowing. ऐसे नहीं होता. Clear? Right. What is current year's interest? Current year the loan is not repaid. So the current year's interest is 20 lakhs cut 12%, 2,40,000. Pre-construction interest is 48,000. 2,98,000. 98, 88. Sorry, 88. 2,40,000 is the current year's interest. Pre-construction is 48, so 298 is your total interest. 288 is your total interest. Limited to 2 lakh. For self-occupied properties, interest is allowed up to 2 lakh. So GAV, NAV all nil. Interest on loan is allowed 2 lakh. See the gist of this problem. This came for 8 marks, huh? Long back. But the gist was the step method. Pre-construction period starts, pre-construction period ends, pre-construction period, interest, annual pre-construction, आगे से. ठीक है? Right. I want all of you to write a note. If A opted for section 115 BAC, if A opted for section 115 BAC, then self-occupied property, interest on loan not allowed. अरे क्या हो गया इसको? Interest on loan not allowed. Self-occupied property में interest on loan is not allowed if you have opted for default tax regime. Now for everyone, is the pre-construction interest clear and A's problem is clear? Please comment if you have a doubt, and if it is super clear, then interest on loan for self-occupied. What you are asking, beta? Yeah, that's what I made you write in the note. Dekho. If you opt for 115 BAC, then self-occupied property interest on loan is not allowed. Not even 30,000, not even 2 lakh. Abhi itna yaad rakho, and when I do the 115 BAC, I'll make you write. Same thing, I have already made a 1-minute reel also for set off carry forward also. Self-occupied property, if you are showing under 115 BAC default tax regime, no, it's not allowed. Interest on. Okay, is your doubt clear, beta? 115 BAC. Now let us do the computation of income of B, who has occupied the ground floor, but first floor he has given on rent till December. After that, first floor also is self-occupied. So we'll have to divide this property into 2 for B. Ground floor, self-occupied, and construction was completed. I want all of you to write. Construction completed in 1st July 2023. Huh? Before that, the property was not there only. Construction ही complete हुआ 1st July 2023. first floor is let out bracket में till 31st December 23. Till December 23 it is let out. Step 1. Fair rent or municipal value, whichever is higher. Okay. I want all of you to read the problem. If you have the DT compiler, print it with your left hand over there. Reading the question paper is an art. In case if you are not having, then listen to me now. I have given this whole copy free. I can charge for this. इतनी मेहनत की है मैंने इसको बनाने में. सही में, I am not boosting myself, but then I thought if material is there, you can definitely do it better. So copy is available. It's pinned in the Telegram and WhatsApp. You can take a print. आ जाओ. I'm reading for all those who want me to read. Fair rent and municipal value is given as 1 lakh or 72,000, whichever is higher. So which value we will take? 1 lakh. But 1 lakh ka 9 by 12. Ma'am, why 9 by 12? Because property was not ready to July. Then you can't take the fair rent and municipal value for whole year. Of course, after December, it is self-occupied, but property is there or not? Yeah, till March. So if the construction is only completed in July 23, you have to take fair rent, municipal value, everything for 9 months. So 1 lakh into 9 divided by 12, and that comes to 75,000. Step 1. Or standard rent, whichever is lower. So step 1 आपका क्या है बेटा? 1 lakh. Standard rent is not given. Standard rent तो है नहीं, तो same 75,000 will be the answer. Third, step 2 or actual rent, whichever is higher. So what's step 2? 75,000. What is the actual rent? Actual rent he has received is 15,000. 15,000 from July till December. Can you see I have written the dates here? July till December. July, August, September, October, November, December. थोड़ा बड़ा problem है, बड़ा अच्छा problem है. 90,000. So step 2 or this whichever is higher, 90,000. So you will take the GAV as self-occupied property, so it is nil. And this as 90,000. Less municipal taxes. Paid by B 8,000. So 8,000 self-occupied property, so nothing is allowed. But here it is allowed 4,000. NAV, net annual value, 86,000. 30% standard deduction. 86,000 into 30%. Please share this video in most of the groups which you can share, WhatsApp, Telegram, to help students go fearless for taxation exam. Tax, to understand the concept, to apply, solve the problem, learn these steps, you are taking time. But once learned, it's like, I don't know if some of you know how to learn classical music. I've given 4 levels of classical exam, so I know it's very tough to learn. But once you learn it for the lifetime. You will never forget it, for sure. So 30% standard deduction. And now interest on loan, for which working note 2. Working note 1 तो हमने ऊपर बना दिया. आ गया? आ जाओ. Working note 2. Working note 2. Okay, pre-construction interest for B we are calculating. Can we go little fast now together? Don't copy from the screen, but try to do it on your one. Now, step 1 ki jagah, you can write 1 because now you know it perfectly. Pre-construction period starts. B has taken the loan on 1st July 2022. Pre-construction period ends. Construction is completed in 1st July 23, so before that 31st March 2023. कंस्ट्रक्शन कब खत्म हुआ बेटा? 30 जून 2023. तो उसके पहले मार्च 20. Construction is over. Pre-construction period. July to December and March. It is coming to 9 months. Pre-construction period ka interest. How much housing loan you have taken? 12 lakhs into 10% into 9 by 12. 12 lakhs into 10% into 9 by 12. 90,000. Fifth, annual pre-construction interest. 90,000 divided by 5. 18,000. See, pre-construction period starts. Pre-construction period completed 31st March prior to the completion of the construction. Pre-construction period. Interest. You know, every step is linked. And now, annual pre-construction interest. Now, what is current year's interest? Because loan is not yet repaid. So, what's current year's interest? 12 lakh into 10%, 1,20,000. What is pre-construction interest? 90,000. So 2,10,000. 2 lakh. Oh, sorry, not 90,000. 90,000 is the total. Annual is 1/5, 18,000. So 1,38,000. 1,38,000. Pre-construction interest. Clear to all of you? एक बार स्टेप देखो, माइंड मैपिंग करो, गेट द गुड स्पीड. I'm telling you the best way to learn, ma'am. We understood everything in house property, but pre-construction is super clear. Then call up. They will not ask. जिसको doubt है ना जल्दी नहीं पूछते. You tell to your friends you want to learn pre-construction. I'll explain you in 10 minutes, and you do these steps. You are not doing a favor to your friend. You are learning it for yourself. I motive. When you can teach others, no, you learn it super clear. Teaching style is not required. You all are not going to become teacher like Dipti ma'am. You have beautiful other aims for yourself. No problem. Okay, pre-construction interest starts from July, ends here, 9 months, this, done. Come back. 1,38,000 interest. Can we allow 58%? Matlab 69,000. Can we allow? In the self-occupied property for B, 69. Oh, sorry, why I'm writing here? Inner लिखना पड़ेगा ना. अरे किधर से? इसका ही इरेजर लगेगा क्या? 69,000 over here is a loss. What about 69,000 here? 8,800 is income. What is the final income from house property? 60,200 over and out. How was the problem? 60,000 अच्छा यहाँ भी लॉस है क्या? 1 minute. 86,000 minus 25,800 minus 69,000. So it's a loss. Now minus minus will become plus. Dipti ma'am, कब math सीखोगे? 77,800 is the loss. Super clear? Yesterday's knowledge was cementing, base building, GAV, NAV, municipal tax, interest. Today it was some theory, unrealized rent, arrears of rent, and reconstruction interest. So I've given you a very small problem, 19th problem as homework. Okay. Before we close for today, check your material. I think now we can go for one problem orally. अच्छे से pre-construction interest we have written. Yeah, Ramalakshmi. Thank you so much. You know, I don't feel anything when students say, ma'am, your total is wrong. It's a loss. Good, good, good. I'm happy that you're not trusting Dipti ma'am's total and you are doing the total in class. That it should be. और वैसे भी टीचर की गलती होती है तो इतना अच्छा स्माइल आता है बच्चों के फेस पे. That is okay against my mistake. No problem. Keep doing the calculations, please. Great. Arey, don't delete the message. It's okay, beta. You just said that my total is wrong and yours is right. It's okay. As if this is a light class going. No problem. I want you all to come above all this hesitation. Are you scared of Dipti ma'am? Yeah. 100-200 ग्राम में डांटती हूँ जब आप होमवर्क नहीं करोगे, टेस्ट मिस करोगे. अभी नहीं. और वो डांट खा लेना. If I scold you 100 grams, take it. Arvind comments construction. This is just an interest problem. And he started the construction on 1/11. Okay. He raised 5 lakh at 16% for the purpose of construction. Finding that there was an overrun, he also raised 8 lakhs on October 23. Oh, what is the interest allowed if the construction was over on March 24? If the construction was completed on March 24, then pre-construction interest is to be taken March 23. Ma'am, ये क्या बात हुई? Yeah, March 24 के पहले what is the 31st March before the construction is over? Yeah, what is it? Then it is 31st March 23. So October 22 to March 23 is pre-construction interest 5 months. And step 4, 5 lakh into 16% into 5 months. Step 5, whatever interest 1/5. Now what is current year's interest? 5 lakh into 16%. Pre-construction period is over in 31st March 2023. But after that also he took more loan in October 23. So this second loan which he has taken, 8 lakhs at same rate, 16%. Will this also have pre-construction? No. This is additional loan taken after the pre-construction interest. March 23 is over. You have taken in October 23. Yeah. So 5 lakh ka 16% interest. 8 lakh, no? How much you have taken? October 23. 8 lakh into 16% divided by 2 we have to do. Array, this is not 80,000 because 8 lakh ka 16%, whatever it comes is for the whole year and you have taken the loan in October. October you have taken the loan. So take it as 6/12, 64,000. 128 की जगह 80,000 will be there. This will be there, but this anyhow interest is allowed only up to 2 lakh. Okay. Hope you have done the correction. 8 lakh loan you have taken in October 23. So you have to take the interest 64,000 plus 80,000 plus 6667. So that comes to 1 lakh 50,667 and not 2 lakh. This is the final answer. Do the correction, please. आ जाओ चलो एक और प्रॉब्लम देखते. You want time to complete or all clear? Just 5 minutes and we are closing for today. You say what is the pumping heart of income tax? Compulsory 15 marks question, business head. Yeah, but we are not starting tomorrow. I have to give you some instructions, beta. Aaj. Yeah, this one is homework 19th. 20th I did now. 21st also you can do as homework. It's easy. That's it. Okay. 21st also you do it. You want me to discuss orally ki karenge? Same problem, that part of the business 50% is self-occupied, 25% is let out, and remaining 25 is used for business. So the one which is used for business, 1/4 expenditure. रिया का प्रॉब्लम किए थे ना कल ऐसे. I really want all of you to do 21st problem in writing if you trust Dipti ma'am, and click the picture and send. Your presentation may differ than the way I've done. It's okay. No problem. Okay. Some instruction now, as I've already declared to all of you, the milestone we are achieving is multicolored hard copy book is coming for costing, which is having the booster notes, the theory questions, and the question answers all from CA CMA. So detail you will get it in the launch. It's just a 10 minutes live in the evening. If you can join in and if you can just comment below, because the more comments, genuinely comment if you have done costing with me or if you understand my way of booster notes. So please join in live. You will get a message. And because I told you, please, I'm being very honest. I know it's live. इतना सारा यहाँ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. We can say bye bye and then challenges group, but very important because you all are live with me and listening. So there is exam on 12th of September starting. So next week I won't be able to take any RTP, MTP for my CA students who are writing in September. For them I have given free coaching, but still they need my help. So some top 30 questions in costume I am going to solve tomorrow. I request all of you writing CMA in December 24, January 25, आप भी join करो. कॉस्टिंग के अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हम क्लास में करेंगे और आपको समझ में आएगा. So that is scheduled for the September students in priority. Saturday and Sunday it's holiday because it's Ganesh Chaturthi. Monday we will resume the class with business head. Don't miss the first lecture. It's a challenge. Write and keep first 30 minutes of the business head and your add less concept will be clear. You will not have anything to ask me कि मैम इसको add करूं, less करूं या ignore करूं. इतना मैं आपको रगड़ के I will make you do that practice of add and less in the next class, that is business head on Monday. Okay? Right. Have a very nice weekend and festival. Do connect with us today evening, tomorrow morning. Next week onwards, we are taking regular classes. 1 or 2 breaks in between I'll have to take for solving the MTPs for the September attempt students, and MTPs you all should solve. Yeah, right. So that's all. Whichever exam you're writing, MTP is having very good questions. Thank you so much for all your Teachers' Day wishes. I'm also wishing to all my teachers happy Teachers' Day. My yoga teacher, my music teacher, my accounts costing teachers, my interfinal teachers, my school teachers, my parents who are also so good and amazing teachers. So enjoy and be in the vibration of this day. God bless you all. All the best, and send me a study plan. Some of you I have taken 1-to-1. You said you will make a study plan, din ka, raat ka, but you have not clicked the picture and send. And I know who all are listening now. Bye bye, all of you. Thank you so much. See you all in the evening, 10 minutes. Bye. Yeah, any doubts you have in house property, CMA, CA, कोई academy का material है, नहीं आ रहा है, photo click करके don't send me, ma'am, can you solve for me? That's not accepted. You solve it. If it is wrong, write down, I'll check. Bye-bye. God bless you all. Bye, all of you. No, beta, it will not be live in YouTube. Business Head onwards now. Next classes, it's a paid practice batch in Zoom, one-to-one mentoring के साथ. Chapter wise exam, MCQ class, MTP, RTP class, homework, classwork सब होगा. Bye all of you.